Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. And starting on the weekly chart for the overview, for Ethereum we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, an impulse toward the upside finishing wave A or wave 1. After both case scenario, you would like to see 3 corrective waves and continuation, of course, for a new all-time high, which did not happen in this case scenario. And we see the price start to retrace from this parabolic curve, of course, for the all-time highs, meaning Ethereum needs a little bit much more correction waves here. It can be, of course, made in time or in a deeper price. Now, of course, there is a different possibilities that we're gonna see, of course, on the daily chart for Ethereum. What we can finish here exactly, and we start, of course, with the highest possibility on the daily here, which is our triangle. The triangle is the following scenario where you have inside this, of course, correction wave, you have an A, B, C, D, and an E. And this is the highest possibility. And that because, of course, I tend to move with time here rather than the deep price. Because, of course, you know, if the time goes longer for a correction, the price tend to be, of course, sideways rather than going deeper, right? So this scenario is very likely, and that because of the time already spent here for the correction. I believe we are at least in a wave D potentially, or it can be even a WXY, but moving toward the upside definitely after this. And if we are, of course, in a wave C here, meaning A, B, and a C, potentially, or W, X, and a Y, moving for higher, definitely, after this long time. And it can be, of course, playing your wave 2 here, and then continuation toward the upside. Now, in a triangle, if we move in a wave D and an E later on, it's going to be a wave B, not a wave 2, because wave 2 is not allowed to be a triangle. Meaning you will like to move for a wave C. Our targets for a wave C are around the 9,000 and 6,000. Very nice, of course, for a bull run for Ethereum to see. However, why I tend to be in this possibility much higher, because again, the time required, second of the 3 waves down, 3 waves up, 3 waves down again, and potentially 3 waves up, and again, one more last down and moving for higher. The potential as well to move even higher has to be retested and reanalyzed in this area, of course. The second possible scenario is a double 1-2 where you have finished potentially a wave 1 here with an impulse and finish a wave 2, and again another impulse for a wave 1 here. And this A, B, and C, or W, X, and Y that we talked about it already might be your scenario and moving for higher. Now, potentially, if this is an expanding flat, since you took the high here, potentially that in case this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you would like, of course, still to hit the 1.38, 1.618 as a perfect fib level for an expanding flat wave C and continuation toward the upside. The last scenario, of course, which is the lowest for me, is, of course, finishing the same wave 1 or wave A. This is a very regular flat, A, B, and a C. I know this sounds very regular, very basics, but this fib level is very, very low for Ethereum. From 5,000 to 750 is a very low possibility, and I don't see it yet because you need anyway a big impulse for it as a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, which I doubt it still. In case we move inside it on the 4-hour chart, on our 4-hour chart, we are looking at the following scenario. Now, we have, of course, several possibilities for this wave, where you have potentially double 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, 4, and a 5. Now, in case you have a double 4, 5 here, if we zoom inside this area, we can see that, okay, here is ranging so much, right? Because in this wave 5, you would like to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Now, currently, it's still ranging in a triangle, right? A, B, C, D, E. We got the move toward the downside, but suddenly it started to move for higher again. So, meaning if you have finished a triangle here, you would like to see continuation simply toward the downside. And this did not happen. meaning this is transferring to something different. It might be, of course, a finished ABC here, kind of like A and then B and a C, very also again in time rather than finishing in time rather than in price, and then start, of course, to move toward the upside. And this is, of course, like an A, B, and a C potentially here, very shallow, and then, of course, kind of like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't even with A, B, and a C, it doesn't show that you have to move for higher, but we're still moving for higher. That's very weird, I would say, because if you have an A, B, and a C as well, or W, X, and a Y, you want to move towards the downside. So what is going on here is very, very weird, but it is a signal that, okay, even with this triangle, even with this correction, we are still moving towards the upside. We are very close to invalidate anyway the triangle, which is very, very interesting for Ethereum. And we are looking kind of like to an impulse here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. So did we finish here? Did we, I mean, just in time? It is very possible that the time here used for this correction was more than enough to see that Ethereum might be, of course, very ready to move for higher, especially with this order block. As you can see, there is a massive order block on the 1 hour chart here. Order block mean, of course, like a lot of buyers coming in massive amount of orders, yeah, and moving to the upside. So very interesting to see for Ethereum. I believe that, yeah, we might see, of course, higher prices, and that because on the bigger view, as I mentioned, we are ready potentially to move with this triangle. Yeah, a wave D might be finished, and I tend to move here with something else rather than 1, 2, 1, 2, which is, of course, on this scenario as well as explain W, X, and a Y. If you are in W, X, and a Y, in this scenario, let's go back to just for our chart to explain it much better. So W is a 3 waves, and your X is also 3 waves, and your Y is finally 3 waves toward the downside. Finished here, ranging as, of course, just to find psychology and then start to move for higher, especially with this order block here, as you can see. Potentially, if we take the high here and we move for higher, I would say, okay, yeah, a bullish scenario, as you see here, and as expected before, might unfold for Ethereum. So key level to be watched are the 1,900. We are very, very close to invalidate this triangle. That would be great. Now, if we invalidate it, don't forget that we still, of course, have a wave C potential, like A, triangle wave B, and a wave C toward the upside. So this is also a possibility, guys. Be careful. If this is a wave C because impulsive, so A, triangle, wave C, be careful from the invalidation of bearish. If we invalidate this bearish, meaning we cannot call even A, B, C for a wave 4 anymore, finally. If we take this price, 1,990, this is a very critical price for the bullish. So over this price, we are bullish. Under this price, potential bearish is still there. Yeah. So to be 100% sure that we are moving for higher, we need, of course, to break the 1,900. Why? Because it's gonna invalidate any kind of impulsive wave. Your wave 4 is not allowed to interfere with the zone 1. Yep, so that was it for Ethereum. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.